Hello guys, this is Masood and it's another episode of my YouTube channel. In this episode, I want to introduce you with an awesome package for making select input controls for your forms in your React application. This package will let you to have multi-select, autocomplete, or even asynchronous React inputs. You can see that it's a similar one, and we can have multi options, and there are too many states for this awesome package. Before we start, please subscribe to my channel in order to get notified whenever a new episode is released out. The first step is installing the package using yarn. So yarn add react select. It will take about a minute, and after that you can see that it installed or not. Yeah, it installed. Okay, and let's close it. Here it's my React application. It's a simple page with just text in it. You can see it here. I want to create a new component for our select input control and uh, make it together. So the first thing I need is to create a new file for my component. Let's name it custom select. It's gonna be good. .js, and inside it first import React from React library, and I need to have my function here. It's gonna be custom select, and here my props should be, and okay, here I need to return, for example, a div, and inside it I need to use our select. It must import from ReactSelect, yeah. And for this I need an option, property. It must be, let's define it here, const or options. It's going to be an array, and inside it each options should have two attribute. One of them is value and the other one is label. So label is going to be, for example, React, and the value it's same as HTML input React. Let's copy it. For example, React Native, JavaScript, the value, for example, JS and CSS. I don't need it. And here, so options must be our options, and it's enough for now. And let's export our function component using export default and then the name of component. Yeah, it must be inside src folder. It's better to have some structure here, but it's a tutorial and I don't make folders for it, but you don't put it inside directly inside your src folder. So let's use it. Custom select, and yeah, what's going on here? Custom Let me check here. Oh, it must be this, and I should remove it from here. And yeah, you can see it works, but I need to have some styles for it. So let's define um, select rule, CSS rule. I'm using CSS in JS way, but you are allowed to use any kind of CSS for a React application. And here I want to have width. It's gonna be, for example, 100%, and max width to prevent it use all the window width. It's gonna be, for example, 600 pixels. And I need to send the style to my component, styles.select, and inside from the props I need to read it, style, and then use it here. Yeah, you can see it now looks better, and I need to have some header and a label, and also add the label to the prop list, and label must be choose a library. Yeah, okay. Yeah, and let's move it from here to the parent component and pass the options. Options, and edit here. I also need an event listener for listening to the change of these inputs. So I have a prop on change, and here I can use arrow functions to check the new values, but I want to define it inside our app.js file. So let's do it here on change, and on change it's gonna be a new function on change input. Yeah, value console log value, and I need to pass the new function as a prop, and here I'm catching it and send it to our select component. Let's see it works or not. It's better to be at the bottom, and yeah, you can see that whenever I change the value of input, I will have an update with the label and selected value. Let's see how we can define a default value for input. Here I want to set the default value, for example, options array, for example, the third item in the options list, the CSS one, and Inside the custom select, I need to set default value. Default value and add it to our props. Yeah, here when I refresh the page, the default CSS is the default option for me. We can also have several value for our select element. I can define a new attribute for it is multi, and here is multi, yeah. Now you can see that I am able to choose several values for my component, and in this case, what if I want to have two default values? Let me check. Here inside this, I can define a value instead of single object. So the CSS and JavaScript now are our default values. Let me remove it from here to have more space. And for styling this component, there are different ways. You can use provided styles and state. It's a function that I will use it in this tutorial, and also you can define some themes and try to change some of its attributes, for example border radius, colors, and so on. And you can have also some CSS classes and write your CSS rules here and try to customize it. I want to use this way, custom styles, and add it to my component, custom styles, and I need to add this attribute to my component. Custom style, yeah. And for example, I want to change the background color of our menu. I only need to change it. Here, background color, for example, is gonna be RGBA. For example, this one, let me see how it looks. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. And also I'm able to define some paddings for the container menu, and even you can change the style of each single value and also the control. So guys, you saw how easily it is to have some kind of sophisticated input form controls for your application without writing them from scratch. I suggest you use this awesome library. There are too many options that you can use in order to customize your select input to meet all your needs for having input inside your form. Thanks guys for watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel, and if you need to learn more about CSS, JavaScript, and React.js library, you can see these videos.